Let's get tattooed tomorrow.
Yes.
If you're about it, I'm about it.
I'm always about it.
So am I.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Well, it's done. That's a date. But like I said, welcome to Charlotte. Have you ever been here before?
Yes, I have. I think it was 2016, 2017 Digital Drug Tour. How many shows did we play here? 3 shows in North Carolina alone. Did we stop here on the Fall Out Boy tour?
I know you were supposed to be here for Breakaway, and then last minute you weren't.
Yeah, we couldn't come for Breakaway.
Yeah.
But I think we came through on Fall Out Boy inspection, right?
I've played here a lot, regardless.
Yeah.
I love the Kakalakis, yeah.
I appreciate that. So I'm born and raised here. I know you were born in Florida.
Yeah, I was.
But you've spent like the past decade in California.
In LA.
East Coast, West Coast, like what's the biggest difference to you?
Humidity.
Yeah, it's a bitch.
Bad hair days.
Well, yeah, but at least for me, it's like really a bad hair day. Like if the humidity is high, his hair's up. Like it's got to be up.
It depends on what part of the West Coast you're on. Portland and Seattle are so different than LA.
Yeah.
Even San Luis Obispo versus San Francisco is so much different. So it's like, it's the difference between like Hollywood, Florida, and Miami, Florida.
Right.
And I don't know, Washington, D.C.
I hear you.
It's so different.
So like being born and raised here, like have you indulged in Bojangles or Chick-fil-A?
Well, Chick-fil-A we've had in Florida since I was like
Oh, really?
little.
But what about Bojangles?
No.
You haven't had Bojangles?
We had Zaxby's.
Oh, it's so much better. All right, so tomorrow we're getting tattooed and I'm bringing you Bojangles.
Okay.
Cajun fries, dirty rice.
And if you come to the West Coast, I get to bring you to all the good Mexican spots, everything.
All we have here is Moe's.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah,
that's
so,
Tex-Mex.
I know. So I'm gonna take you up on that.
Yeah.
Speaking East Coast, West Coast. So last night, for the first time in my life, I saw the movie Notorious.
Not a bad movie.
Not a bad movie at all. But for like the past year, I've been being trolled on not seeing that movie. Is there a movie or a TV series that like you are not caught up on at all, that you think that everyone else is watching, but you have no idea what the they're talking about?
Yes. I'm glad you asked that question, because it's that one with where they're all like medieval times and whatever it is.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You haven't watched a single Game of Thrones?
No.
Damn, dude.
Not one.
I feel like giving you my HBO login just so you can watch that.
I have HBO.
The final season's coming up.
I just chose to use my time like in a different way.
Yeah. Which is what?
Which is watching like other shows.
So what's your show right now?
American Horror Story, new
you caught
season.
up?
Yes.
It's one of my favorites.
Michael's the Antichrist. It's crazy.
Obviously.
My favorite show is Mr. Robot, and the next one's airing in February.
So are you going to see Queen?
What?
Queen. The movie. He's the star of the...
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's an amazing actor.
Yeah, he is.
So also, congratulations on all of your success. Your albums have been dope. I followed you for a long time, so this is super surreal that I'm here with you right now.
Thank you.
One of the major things for me, like when I got into radio, is I love associating music with people. And one of my favorite things about your music is how relatable you are. Like, every single thing that you write, no matter if it's like positive, negative, whatever it's about, it always seems relatable.
This is coming from a real place.
Yeah, and you can't, like, that
And
sincerity.
I'm not doing music for any reason other than because I love getting things off my chest. I love that helps people.
Yeah.
And that's only magnified over
For
the
sure.
years. So like, yeah, I really appreciate it.
One of my favorite lines from your songs is, don't ask me who hurt me because the story's always changing. Like, there's always someone new hurting you. So as a consumer, when I listen to music, I associate music with a person, right? So like,
people tweet me like every day, like, who hurt you?
Yeah, and you know, like, that's besides the point. Like, so the question I have for you, as a consumer, like, for example, one of Neo's albums, The Year of the Gentleman. Like,
Absolutely.
Like, that's one of my favorite albums.
I was there when it was made.
Yeah, in Atlanta. Remember that? But when I listen to that album, I think about girls that I dated in high school that I haven't thought about in 10 years.
Of course.
But when I listen to that album, I think of those people. So obviously,
I learned from the best.
Yeah. So obviously, like when you write about music, like you're thinking, that's coming from a sincere place in your heart.
Absolutely.
So as an artist, how do you, like, when you perform these songs, do you go back and are you thinking about those people, or are you able to kind of like separate that, or is it like a constant like you're living?
Performance is a whole nother segue of the entertainment business.
Yeah,
I think it's like I'm on stage and I'm like I'm being the best I can be for the people who paid money to come and see me, which is insane. Like, I don't know how to explain it. That would be selfish of me, I think, to be like all in my feelings on stage.
Yeah.
There's been times, maybe when I'm performing a song for the first time, or an album just dropped and it's like we're playing that kind of thing. But it becomes, I'm more so focused on the engagement and people having a good time and it just translating in a real way.
Yeah, for sure. And as you just said, depending on like if an album just drops, you have an album coming out in February.
The best album I've ever made.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
There's no words.
Yeah. Albums are like
people didn't believe me when I said Digital Drug Lord's better than Dead Roses. They were like, yeah, right. Like people were making fun of me. And like when I say like this is my best album, like I'm just like just wait till February.
Yeah, I'm super excited, and it feels like each album that you do, it's almost like closing a chapter of your life, and you're opening a new one.
Sure.
And that's really cool to experience as a fan.
Just like on the record too, Cybersex was a mixtape that kind of just like the label turned into an album. So like I don't even count that as an album. That is a mixtape. Truly, I was having fun. I made the whole thing on my tour bus, so I was just making music that we could like listen to on the tour bus and have fun. And like
so
whatever
dope.
it is. Yeah, it was like it definitely wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be so part of the saga, but it also
it definitely was.
It was, and it created Cyberman, which is cool, and that whole thing is a big part of my brand to this day.
Well, awesome. Well, congratulations on your success. All right, now, I love your collaborations. You always seem to, whether you're featured on someone's track or you have someone featured on your track, you seem to bring out, like, you collaborate with people so well. Is that to be expected in your new album, or?
Yes and no. I'm very, very particular this album about who's actually like featured or whatever it is. There may be songs where you recognize the voice, but it doesn't say they're featured or things like that. It's about who's gonna bring the best. If there's something that this person can do that I cannot do, or make it feel this way, I'm gonna bring them in, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But at this far in the album, there's only a few people I've collaborated with. I've started all the ideas myself, like alone. So
cool.
Yeah, it's that's how I made IDFC in my bedroom alone.
Yeah, all of that is you.
Yeah,
every single aspect of that song is you.
Yeah, and so with Do Re Mi, I made that with my friend Andrew Goldstein, and he started helping me with this album. And then Basecamp, who I did the Afterglow with, they're doing this album as well.
Nice.
And then there's a few others, of course, Taro, who's Bear Trap, and Radcat. Stalking Gia even helped write on one of the songs. She's my new artist.
So basically, everyone needs to wait for 214. And that's going to be the day that everyone's anxiously awaiting.
Maybe I'll just start dropping songs. I don't know.
Hey, drop them. We're ready for them.
The label kind of told me, like, do whatever you want because it worked before. And I was like, okay. I'm gonna start dropping songs.
Do you, man? Do you? Well, welcome to Charlotte. We're super excited to have you here tonight. And
Thank you so much.
let's get tattooed tomorrow.
Yes.